Right, so this is my toolbox. I just wanted to give a good review of the box. I've had it for around 6-7 months now. I've been asked quite a few times by people, friends, family and people online about the box. Sort of more regards of quality, how it holds up, because if you've seen these for sale, they are cheap for the size of it. It's 72 inches, and as you can see, it's a big box. It can hold a lot of stuff, and I've used it most days for different projects. It now holds my whole tool collection as a professional mechanic. So if this is something you'd want professionally or just at home, it's probably going to be the right answer for you. It looks smart, as you can see, and holds everything I need it to hold. So let's get into the review. As I say, I've had the box around 6-7 months now. It's been really good. I use it most days. I've had no faults with it at all. This is the Polar variant of this toolbox. I have seen them rebranded. Loads of different brands seem to sell it, but this is the Polar one. It seemed just to be the cheapest one, hence why I went with this one. I just wanted a good home toolbox, but it now holds my full professional mechanic setup in here. I've made it a bit of fun, got some signs and stuff. I'll show you closer up in a minute when I do a full walkthrough. But the toolbox itself as a review, it's brilliant. It really is very good. It's solid. All of the locks are all holding up well. I lock it every night. You get a key for each lock as well, so it's nice and secure too. As you can see, it sort of makes my garage a lot more professional as well. As it's got all 3 cupboards, I've been able to store lots in the top. I've got the big backboard. You can use this as a pegboard. I've seen all sorts of options, people hanging tools on the pegboard. I've got a slightly different setup, so I'll show you closer up. You can see, I'm sure, all my Milwaukee tools. I've got a little sign there, my laptop, and all the cables are nice and tidy too. It's a great addition to my garage. It just really gives that professional feel at home. And like I say, I've been a mechanic for quite a long time, and I've got plenty of mechanics tools in here, enough to do almost any job. But you may want to use this for any other solution. I've seen some people use it for detailing. I've seen people using it for storage for media equipment, all sorts of different solutions. But this, for me, it houses everything I need to work on cars and other projects I may want to do, just DIY projects as well. So I'll give you a good run through up close and give you guys an even more in-depth view of my box. So here I am behind the camera now to give you a little bit of closer review. I'll start with the side here. The only downfall with this box, I'll show you as I go through, is it's not very deep. For the likes of a Mac Tools or a Snap-on toolbox, they're a lot deeper. You can fit more in. However, at home, where you've got quite limited space, most people at least that I know, it's quite good to have a narrow toolbox or a less deep toolbox. So you can see I've got some service bits in here, all my aerosols, coolants, liquids, some adhesives up there. You can see I've got plenty of room. Managed to get a little sign on there. I need my welder. I've just got a gasless MIG welder in here just to get me out of trouble while I'm at home. And to be honest, I didn't need anything else in this toolbox and this top right cupboard. So decided to put my welder in there, and it's been great. Stores it nicely. So as you go down, this pegboard, obviously, like I said earlier, could be used for hanging sort of different tools to how I've done this. However, I quite like to be able to get access to my power tools at any time. I've got a little soldering station up here on top of the bench. The bench is held up really well. The wood's solid. It's very nice. I've got a few marks and dings in it. However, it seems to have held up quite well, the amount of abuse I put it through. As you can see, it's holding all my tools here. I've just nut and bolted it as my holes on my mounts don't line up properly, but nut and bolt seems to work fine. There's my funky sign and my laptop. I haven't wired it through, but as you can see down here, you've got the wiring holes. I have supported this gun because the homemade mount really isn't my best bit of work. However, it works for me for now, and my laptop's really handy. Get anything done, it's solid. You can move it on these wheels, on the big casters with brakes. As you can see there, it's really good quality and solid. I'll give you a good view of a drawer open here. As you can see, it really doesn't open that wide. However, it does store a good amount of tools, especially for at home. If you are going to use this professionally, I think that this review should give you a good idea of how much you can store. I could take these spanners out, all these grips, I could organise them differently instead of being in the big foam tray. However, I just didn't need to. This toolbox does now hold all of my professional tools, and I've just not needed to try and find space anywhere. You can see my electrical drawer up here. I've got more electrical tools here. Really does go in depth. I've got plenty of space, look, even loads of spare room. I may go through this box again and reorganise. However, I've been using it a lot and I've not needed to reorganise yet. I've got all my brake tools here. Screwdriver section. Won't go too in depth as it will get boring, but I just want to give everyone a good idea and understanding of how much you really can fit in this box. And it really is great for money. I've got my diagnostic tools there. And this is the deeper drawer. Unfortunately, this is where it gets slightly sticky with this toolbox. So I've had to separate all of my sockets and ratchets. I usually have all of this on a higher up drawer because it's my most used tools. However, because these drawers aren't so deep at the top, I've had to put them further down, which isn't the end of the world, but it's something I definitely want people to know from this review. You can see there's some real weight in this box. We've got some decent sockets, some snap-ons, some impact sockets, some big bars, and they really, it's solid. There's no scraping. The roller bearings are nice on the drawers, and the same for here. I've just got some trim tools in this one, and then again big kits, drill bits, and nothing seems to phase this box weight-wise. This is another heavy drawer, hammers, lever bars, etc. All big heavy hitting equipment, and I've had no issues at all. The drawers are lovely still, and it's held up really well. It cleans up great, and honestly it's an amazing addition to my garage. So we have it. That is just a short review of this toolbox. Again, I've got no real complaints. I've tried to go through everything. Again, really good quality. It's held up so well, and yeah, like I say, depth of the drawers and the height of the drawers themselves are probably the only letdown I've had. I sort of knew that by looking at the dimensions before buying the box, but it's just nice to have a good hands-on feel. That's why I wanted to do this review, just so people that do want to use it like me, or people that don't, but mainly people that want to use it for this sort of application, they can see how many tools they can really fit and how much it holds up. I do have to move this box around, hence wanting this sort of this toolbox on wheels, set up the caster wheels, because you've probably seen the modular toolboxes that are built into the wall. However, they don't work for me because I've got electrics and gas behind here. Again, this hides all that, makes my garage just look a lot nicer and neater without having to actually change anything. But I still need to get to all that important stuff. So having it on wheels is super handy. If I need to get it outside to do a job, I still can, and it does wheel really well, even with all the weight in it. If you are thinking about getting one, definitely do it, I would say. Don't hold on and worry about it being a problem or being a poor quality box, because it just isn't. It is a very decent box. Hopefully you like my setup. If there's anything you've seen on this video that you'd like me to go more in depth in, how I've mounted things, any tools that you've seen I've got, any other reviews you'd like, please do ask in the comments. And any advice. This is my first YouTube video. I do want to try and post more. I've got all sorts I like to do. As you can see, I've got all the tools to be able to do plenty of cool stuff. I've got some cool cars and some cool gear I like to get involved in all the time, so I'll probably be posting most weeks now, and hopefully I can entertain you guys on the journey. So yeah, any questions, leave them below, and if you could hit a subscribe, that'd be amazing. Thank you very much for watching.